on our part, the central bank stands ready to provide liquidity support as needed through the various instruments and tools that we have, and to ensure that the smooth operations of the financial system is sustained. The commercial banks know this, and they know we are open for business and using all available tools as needed. So I would want to insist that the case of the Imperial Bank is unique, it's not systemic, and it has been isolated, and the Kenyan banking system remains safe and sound. The central bank's strong preference is to have a healthy bank quickly back on its feet, if at all possible. And the concern here is, of course, depositors who need access to their savings, and obviously it really costs them not to have access of the deposits or the savings that they had in this particular bank. And but at the same time, we need to balance this with the various risks that we would mention. First, of course, we need to have a better, without a better understanding or sense of the liquidity situation in the bank and capital situation in the bank, meaning are there any capital gaps, or the extent of fraud, if there is any, and things like that. Without understanding those better, then you risk opening the bank prematurely and then being forced to close soon thereafter, which would be much more damaging. So it is important to sort of figure out quickly, as much as we can, the situation so that we can make a good decision on how to reopen, the next steps. Now, KDIC, which is the receiver, is conducting an examination to ascertain the alleged irregularities and unsound practices that I mentioned before, and then also advise on the most appropriate resolution approach. I would say that KDIC has the support of the central bank, it has the support of the Bank Fraud Investigation Department, BFID, and it also has the support of external forensic auditor or investigator known as FTI Consulting. So in that sense, they are well equipped to do a forensic audit, to do a fraud investigation, if indeed there is fraud here, and to come up with a sort of a statement of affairs, which would be accurate and actionable. The statement of affairs will indicate, in particular, the gaps that may be there, and also, in that context, indicate the direction that could be taken in terms of direction to resolve this bank. We expect that this will be provided to us shortly and possibly within a week. So the point again is we want this to proceed quickly, swiftly, and for the reasons I mentioned before. Now, if there are any shortfalls of capital, for instance, then as we ask, can a solution be found with the support of shareholders? And again, it depends on the extent of the shortfall. Can it be recapitalized and then reopened? There are other solutions that one could think of, but which may be further down, may take more time or whatever, for instance, selling part of it, or getting a strategic investor involved. All the options that are there include liquidation. If indeed no solution can be found, then of course the ultimate solution is liquidation. But I want to stress that the CBK's strong preference is to have a healthy bank back in place as soon as possible.